Hi everybody, I'm Chef James Montejano, Executive Chef of the Huntress with the RMD Group. We're located here in the heart of the GASLAMP, downtown San Diego. We'd like to welcome you to Huntress for indoor and outdoor dining. We're open to the public. We also have our rooftop restaurant, Lumi, by Akira Back, Michelin star chef. And we welcome you to come check out our place. So here today, I'm here for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and we're doing a series of cooking classes for all of you. And they'll be featured a chef every week. I'm going to be featuring one of our signature dishes is our American WAYGU beef sashimi dish that I'm going to create for you today and show you how to make it at home. Very easy steps. So each week we'll have a different chef, but this week it's going to be me and I'm going to show you what's happening. Next week you're going to be in for a big surprise. You have Executive Chef David Wade from Wrench and Rodent, my partner in crime, and we're so excited. I've been doing the Chef Throwdown now for many, many years. So we're in these tough times right now, so we're doing a video where we can't do the actual event that we've always hosted at the Hotel Del. It's been always a great event. The chef competition, a lot of camaraderie and a lot of competition between the chefs. It's always a great time and always a great bunch of people that come out and enjoy this event. So please support Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and I hope you enjoy these cooking videos, and I want you to come see me at the Huntress. So here we are in the Huntress kitchen. Thank you for joining us. So this is where it happens every day at Huntress. We cook here on the line. So today we're going to show you our signature beef sashimi dish. So first of all, I want to talk about sauté pans. So here at the restaurant we use a cast iron skillet, which you can get your best heat on. My suggestion, if you have a cast iron, use that. But if you don't, we also have a stainless steel all-clad pan, or if you don't have a stainless steel pan, you can always use Teflon. So whatever you got at the house works. But the key is getting the pan hot and getting the heat on the pan. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to get my pan on here. I've turned on my burner. All right. We're going to talk about the beef. So here we have our Machine Reserve American WAYGU. This is called the zabuton cut, and or the Denver cut. So this comes out of the shoulder. We use this specifically for this dish. But if you can't get this at your local butcher shop, I would suggest using a New York strip loin. Get a nice boneless New York strip loin. You can trim the fat off. You can have the butcher do it for you. I suggest going to Seaside Market. They have a great butcher shop, or Cecil's. Those are two of my favorites. So highly suggest going to those two places. So what I've done is I've taken the meat out about 30 minutes ago. So you want the meat at room temperature. It cooks a lot better at the room temp instead of just pulling it out of the fridge. So we have our plain piece of meat here. So I'm going to season. So here at the restaurant we use a smoked fleur de sel for the salt. And then I have a nice pepper on here, some cherry pepper. I'm going to heavily season both sides. And you can season how you like, but you want to get a nice sear on the meat with the seasoning. So here we got it. We got it nice and sear. We're going to cook this meat rare. So you can see that nice seasoning on there. Our pan is almost up to temperature here. So I use canola oil and olive oil. It's a blend, so it has a higher smoke content. So you want to use a nice blend oil or grapeseed oil to cook with. So I can hear our pan now. It's got some heat on there. So I have my tongs here. I'm going to gently put the meat in. Always set the meat away from you so you don't burn yourself. We're going to get a nice sear on this, get a nice crust, and we're going to sear all four sides of the meat. So you can hear it now cooking real nice. It's going to take about 2 minutes to get this done, and then we'll be ready to serve the dish. So there's many muscles that run through the shoulder, and they have like the gristle line through it. So this is the perfect cut that has none of that gristle or muscle. This is American WAYGU from Machine Reserve. All right, now we've cooked this on one side, so now we're going to flip the meat. It's got a nice golden brown on there, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. All right, now that we have the meat seared on all sides, we've cooked 2 minutes on each side and about a minute on the side part. So now we're going to let the meat rest, okay? So I'm pulling the meat out, I set this on a damp towel, and we're going to let the meat rest for 2 minutes before we slice it. So here at the restaurant, we use fresh seaweed right here. We also have our pickled daikon, which you can buy that item in any Asian store. Hajimiji mushrooms that we have pickled kohlrabi, and then we have our daikon salad, which I call fluff. It's a mixture of daikon sprout, and carrot, and you can use that on the Japanese mandolin and use the fine comb razor on there to cut it. But be super careful when you use that mandolin because it plays for keeps. Here I have some beautiful flowers provided by Fresh Origins, a local company here in San Diego. And then also a local farm we use is called Girl in the Doug. So we have this beautiful ice plant I'm using as a garniture today. So I suggest that you use a bowl for this dish. So I'm going to put that dish together for you right now. So here we have our bowl. First of all, we're going to start out with our fluff. I'm going to take some of the fluff, salad garnish, and put it in the bowl. Super easy. I'm using these tongs, trying to be fancy for you. Okay. So we have that in the bowl. Now I'm going to take some of the seaweed. We're going to use the seaweed as a garnish on top. That goes right on top of the salad. I have some of our pickled daikon here that I've diced. This all garnishes the dish. So I have a little pickled daikon here. Use a lot of pickled vegetables in Asian cuisine. We have our hajimiji mushrooms. They're really flavorful. Okay? And then we use kohlrabi. Kohlrabi is a root vegetable, and it's kind of a play that we use, kind of looks like the daikon. It just has a little different flavor. So we use, there's purple and there's white. So we use the purple and we pickled it. So I'm kind of making it like into a little rose for you. You can just put it on the plate, do it however you want. We're just trying to make it nice. So here we are with the pickled daikon. I'm sorry, the pickled kohlrabi. Here I'm calling it daikon. We have some of these beautiful flowers I can put on here as a garnish. Using the tongs so we can place it here strategically as my handshake for you. There we go. Put one more there on there for good measure. Then we have our ice plant. This is a really cool product. Has really good flavor, and that's going to really accent the dish as well. It's all the little condiments that help make the dish. And it's fun doing it. All right. We have our honey ponzu. You want to make sure you get a little shake on there so you get the oil mixed in. So we're going to drizzle this down on the bottom of the plate. So there's your little pool of honey ponzu. Okay. Now we're going to cut the meat. So this is an 8-ounce portion right here. So this will make 2 portions. So I would suggest a 4-ounce for the appetizer that we're going to make. So I'm just going to simply cut that in half. With a nice color on there. Now we're going to slice the meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to shingle that meat on there. Got the nice crust from the seasoning. And you want to cut it thin. All right. So now we have that on there. I'm going to place the meat here onto my knife and put it on the plate. Let's straighten that out a bit. And then what we want to do is, anytime you cook beef, you want to finish it with a little sea salt. Here we're using our smoked fleur de sel that we use here at Huntress, and just lightly put a little bit on the top. All right, and there you have it. So a couple chef tips for you that wasn't included in the recipe. So pickling vegetables is a really fun thing. You can pickle almost anything, carrots, pearl onions, whatever. But here we have the kohlrabi. So kohlrabi is a root vegetable, and what you do is you peel the kohlrabi. And then we use the Japanese mandolin. So you just use the blade. So thinly slice the kohlrabi, and then what we do is we pickle it. So we use a rice wine vinegar, pickling spice, some sugar and salt, and you can balance out the flavor how you want. So what you want to do is bring that pickling liquid to a boil, and then pour it over the vegetable and let it steep for about an hour. So you just put it in a container, pour the liquid over, and just let it sit. When it cools down, and then put it in your fridge and let it sit overnight. Let it sit for 1 day, and it pickles perfect. Same thing with the hajimishi mushrooms. We buy these little bundles of mushrooms you can get at most any Asian market now. the same method we did the kohlrabi, pickling spice, the rice wine vinegar, sugar and salt, and then pour it over the veg. And since these are a lot smaller, they'll pickle within an hour. But like I said, just let them cool down to room temperature and then put in the fridge. Put them in a jar or a container, and these will last months and months, and you can use them on any dish you like, or just eat them plain. Okay? So you're in for a treat. The next chef is one of my best friends and one of the best chefs in San Diego. His name is Chef David Waite. He has the restaurant in Oceanside, the Wrench and Rotor and Wet Noodle. And also has one of the best vegan restaurants, The Plot, that he created with his wife, Jessica. So I'm passing the knife to you, David. Show them what they got.